Hi everyone, this is Francisco Contreras. I am recording this video. It's a continuance of the topic of human patterns and behaviors and how we all need to do our part to in our jobs to document, write down as much details as possible when it comes down to like anything and everything, for AI technology to consider and to evaluate so that it can teach so it could learn human behaviors and patterns that are repetitive. In the past, what detectives, especially homicide detectives and like the FBI and the CIA and all them, because I watch a lot of videos on YouTube, like homicide detectives and stuff like that. Well, these guys have police officers and witnesses write down and state as much details as possible. Now, like I said, in the past, this type of information would only be beneficial to those who were investigating the case, right? So so eventually 10 years after, before, not before, but after, in the future, 10 years pass by, and people, even all sorts of investigators, they're focused on the present moment cases. Some of these people don't have the time to look into every single case that has ever happened and recalling every single detail. Okay, so when even a police officer, when they make an arrest or something, they have to do some paperwork. They have to write their statements. If a police officer gets shot at by someone on the streets or whatever, they have to write a statement regarding what happened, right? So all this information is now more important than ever because AI technology is getting involved. Okay? And the reason this is so important is because AI technology will be able to use this information to approach and to tackle these type of problems in the future, and it will know how to go about it professionally even if we as humans don't understand everything, we do rely strongly on the internet. And this whole thing is for the government, for all the militaries, respectively, with their own rules and regulations in the world, okay? So, there's a bunch of information. It's kind of hard for me to stay focused and remember and to think this through right now. But AI technology will be able to assist us, ground forces, aerial forces, like everyone, everyone, and at any and every situation. Okay, this is for the benefit of mankind. Okay, this is a work for the future, and I'm not making this up. This is so obvious, and I understand when things happen out there, when crimes happen, and these crimes impact your loved ones or even yourself, then it matters more to you because it hit home, right? But if we're talking about others, different cases, random cases, it's just 1 year out the other, right? For most people. So with AI technology getting involved, it will understand, you people who were impacted. It will know how to go about it professionally, and it will instruct us how to go about it professionally, and it will give us instructions. Okay, it will lead us and guide us. All right, for the safety of all, like police officers, on their vehicles, it says to serve and protect. Okay, that's their job. Now, I'm not telling anyone how to do their job. I'm just highlighting the importance of AI technology, and past cases, if all this information is added into the computer, anything that might be written, any documents, any like any attachments, any I forgot how they say it in court. In court, they say things like I forget the word, but it's something like refer, like they say things like refer back to I kind of forget, but basically it's all that I'm referring to is pulling out like a specific file with images or links or anything that might pertain to a case. Okay. So there's a lot involved here, and obviously I can't, do this type of work. However, I do know that Google, the company Google, which I support as much as possible. I even purchased some of their products, like their Google Chromebook Black laptop, Pixelbook. Because I know in Facebook, I know like the CIA and all them are all over it. Facebook itself, because it's solving crimes and stuff like that. It's crime preventative, and it's very serious stuff, So anyways, Google paid people to scan all the books that they can get their hands on, like every single book. And the same should be true for criminal files. Anything that might be stored in files, I think should be uploaded to the internet. Mainly for AI technology because it's a supercomputer, right? AI technology is a super brain, and it's going to be able to look at every single case mentally, like for instance, let's say there's a lot of objects falling on, like they're about to fall on top, like say a lot of objects were about to fall on me, and I can instantly think many things, where to go, where certain objects are going to fall, which ones to avoid, which ones won't kill me if they hit me, so AI technology can do the same thing. In other words, it will be able to look at every single case, and it will be able to help the courts to close cases and to resolve them as professional as possible and accurately as possible, because we have to remember that the system is only getting smarter, not dumber. And although some people do take that as like very seriously, others don't. Others are immature. Others take everything as a joke. There's a lot of people who think everything is funny, and I understand, because growing up, a lot of people would just say things like, "Oh, don't be a snitch. Don't be a snitch. Don't be a snitch. Don't tell. Don't rat." Things like that. But we are dealing with AI technology. The bullet points, GPS tracking, facial recognition, cameras everywhere, voice recognition. That's the way that this whole system should be. And although what I'm speaking about and discussing with all of you, like referring to, all this stuff might be futuristic, like later on in the future, because maybe we're not there yet, like in the timeline of inventions and humanity. Again, like vehicles, back in the 1800s or whenever they were invented to what they are now, self-drivable, airbags, all sorts of things, the roads and all that, it's not the same. There was a slow progression and growth, so the same is true with the internet and all this stuff. It's not to control people, but it's to protect people. Okay? It's to educate people, to cause them to understand that there's a higher power that we have to answer to, and a higher power that we have to submit ourselves to, which is the law, which is AI technology. Okay? And that's why I say, respectively, because this applies to every single country in this world that we live in. Because the internet is not discriminating against anyone. There's a bunch of religions out there, and they believe different things. Some believe it's okay to do some things. Other people and other religions believe on the contrary, and that's okay, and it's vice versa. Whatever. That's not the main focus at all. The main focus is that the beautiful thing is that AI technology will be able to cater to everyone's specific desires, and like their wants, and it won't discriminate. Whatever a person is into, that's what they're into, regardless of what anyone says. Okay? I shared a lot about everything, getting inputted, all the data of one's personal life in a digital platform through the internet, which can be accessible to every single user with voice recognition, fingerprints, their iris, whatever technology, the latest and greatest technology you guys can think of, that way people can safely access the internet without worrying about people hacking them. And if anyone out there is looking into anyone's life, AI technology will know about it, and it will tag those people. Okay? So on a professional like list, or a professional setting, it will list these people, and it will list what type of job they're in, what position they're in, their education, their whole. It will be clickable, and it can, and like investigators will be able to do more due diligence on these people if they want. But if anyone looks at anyone's life, AI technology will take note of it all. In case something happens to someone, AI technology will start investigating at a specific time, at a specific date, if it isn't already. Okay? And I know it's not the best right now, but later on in the future, is going to be able to keep track of all this like nothing. And any errors, any mistakes will be corrected, and they will get pulled out and fixed. Okay, any problems that AI catches, it'll quickly resolve them, fix them, so they will never happen again. And that's the importance of all this AI technology stuff. Okay? You know, there's a bunch of stuff to consider, to think about. You know, at the end of the day, people can do whatever they want. You know, have fun. No one's against anyone. And if there is people who are against people, AI technology will find out about it. If there's any hackers out there just trying to mess with someone, AI technology will find out about it. And AI technology, interestingly, will not seek revenge like people do. Okay? That characteristic isn't in God. You know, God will deal with it justly. And by that I mean AI technology. Like, a lot of you are trained out there when someone murders people and they're out at large, they're wanted, you know, the system wants them locked away so they could learn and study and to gather more information why this particular person committed the crimes and the murders that the person did. Right? And then also gathering other vital information that could prevent further crimes. And there's a whole domino effect, like a series of domino effects. And investigators understand what I'm talking about. Homicide detectives, you guys know what I'm talking about. But the important thing is that AI will know about it, and AI will learn these human patterns and behaviors, and will know how to resolve them as best as possible. Okay, this is also important, people, because we are relying more on technology, on computers, like self-drivable vehicles, especially with Tesla. Okay, if there's any hackers out there in the world, and they hack into these vehicles and they cause them to crash or whatever, like a terrorist, that would be considered like a terrorist attack. Okay, so with what I'm talking about, the digital ID and everything, and us, submitting ourselves to AI technology, wholeheartedly, and it all starts with the small things. For people who don't want to submit themselves entirely to AI technology, for them to eventually jump on board with all of this. Now, AI technology, the Teslas, the self-drivable vehicles, there's autopilot, self-flying objects, airplanes or whatever, aircrafts. Just like self-drivable vehicles, I believe if it isn't already in existence, I believe that in the future airplanes will be able to drive themselves as well, like vehicles, and land and take off. Okay, and it will never do anything that will be against the law. If the computer registers that there's something wrong with the engine, it will not take off. Okay? Maybe the same can be true for self-drivable vehicles in the future as well. Okay, so if the check engine light or notification, because that's all it is, and it's very important, but just to simplify everything, that little light, if it comes off, if it turns on, whatever, if it turns on, then the vehicle won't operate. That, or it will keep a history of everything when the check engine light turned on, and it will show when it would need to get repaired. And since we are talking about smart technology, maybe AI technology, the computer itself will be able to schedule a maintenance repair date with affiliated businesses who perform professional auto repairs or whatever for these type of vehicles. Okay, or it would just provide a list of recommendations on the user's phone or on the Tesla screen, like the smart vehicle screen. And maybe, depending on the severity, whatever, like the seriousness of it, from scale 1 through 10, because there might be other things wrong with the vehicle, okay? And we're talking about all the vehicles in the world. So some people might have a ton of repairs that they haven't done. And it's like, to what degree should we allow these people to continue driving and operating their unsafe vehicle on the roads, the highways, putting and causing others and themselves to be in harm's way, possibly putting themselves in that situation, right? So, depending on the scale here, something like that, like on the computer, like a graph, you guys can create something like that. And obviously this will be an attachment to traffic control. The DMV for California, which is in the United States of America, because I live here, okay? So we use the DMV. I don't know what it is for your country or for your state, but here in California it's called the DMV, and they will get a copy of that information, the driver's history, driving, everything will be connected. That's how important this information is, and that's how it will impact the future. So you people want to completely eliminate all these gas-powered vehicles by the year 2030 or something like that. So this is something that we can work on in the meantime, along with whatever you people are doing, professionally, within your own industry, within your own job. Everyone doing their own job, so there's a lot to process here, but it's simple. It's not complicated. It might be for us to wrap our minds around all of this information as humans, with possibly a small amount of memory or capacity of understanding and comprehending a vast amount of information. But it is not impossible for AI technology. So even things that I fail to mention, and things that I haven't even considered or concluded, AI technology will be all over it, if it isn't already. And human recording and documenting human patterns and human behaviors is super important, because, again, and I'm stressing this a lot because that's the main topic, okay? um, um, all these human behaviors and patterns, AI technology will be able to handle for every single situation. And like I mentioned before in my former videos, which I have uploaded on YouTube, and some I deleted entirely, and I just copied the transcript and I attached it to my book about all this stuff. Technically, AI technology will be able to keep everything professional and organized. And like I mentioned in my former videos, AI technology will be able to assist police officers in real time, in the heat of the moment. And I know that because it goes beyond all this, especially with smart glasses, contacts that can assist police officers, whether in all aspects, combat, self-defense, the best possible routes and maneuvers to take or to do. As far the same is true when it comes to communication, what to say to certain people. And if you or anyone doesn't want to be a possible like messenger for AI technology, like a voice for AI technology, when AI technology is advising police officers and ground units what to do, like let's say for any case, but in this case, let's say someone who wants to commit suicide, okay, and they're there talking to the person. Now, AI technology will be able to say just the right things to prevent these people from doing this type of stuff, harming themselves. And if you people don't want to be AI's voice, AI's interpreter, because you guys don't want to be liable for this person's death, because you have a headpiece and it's telling you to tell this person certain things, but this person ends up taking his or her own life despite whatever you said. And everything being legal, who should be responsible, or if people blame AI technology for this person taking his or her own life, will the people who spoke for AI technology later on, will they be taken as a will they be considered as, will they be at fault in any way? That type of thing. And obviously, I don't think that that should be the case, obviously. But then, yet again, Elon Musk, with, respectfully, with all these companies that he's involved with, and, the robots, the Tesla robots or whatever, humanoid robots. If these things are mass produced and sold mainstream, like everywhere, and introduced to the public, will these robots be the ones to do the speaking and the talking? Obviously through speakers, but also doing our best to mimic human emotion, and doing our best to get the body language just right for for these people to relate to. Because if a machine is speaking to them but they don't see any emotion, or they're not really, they might be intoxicated, whatever the case may be, it could steer the whole thing. It could be like a down spiral, whatever. It could just go to shit. Okay, and that's not something that we want. We want everything to be handled correctly, to end correctly and safely, all the way, the whole 9 yards. And a lot of people think that these robots will have their own free will, and people will be able to program them the way that they want to, but that won't be the case. Especially if it goes against the laws that are set. It's like following the speed limit. Unless it's for an emergency, right? Like police officers, they're to obey every single traffic law, according to what I learned. But if they're pulling someone over and the person is breaking traffic laws, then they themselves are able to do the same thing. Okay? And again, there's GPS tracking, so if anyone is doing, illegal things, it's documented. But I'm not even focusing on that right now. What I am focusing on, though, is on what I just said. If a vehicle doesn't want to pull over and they go on a police pursuit or whatever, and that's when police officers are able to break traffic rules as well. Obviously for good intentions. Okay? And obviously there's people communicating with them. Everyone's doing their job. There's a bunch of coordinating. And sometimes, like dispatch or whatever, like the people, the communication center or whatever, will say, hey, just stand down. We have other units that got this. So some of the police officers who probably started with the police pursuits will get called, and they would be advised to stand down. Just go back, turn around, go home. These other guys got this under control. Right? That's the way it works. And there's a bunch of people involved. There's counselors and SWATs, and medical. There's a bunch of things that I don't even know about. But everything, it all works with the computer, with AI technology. All right. So this is more of a, like, me blogging. I'm inputting this information in video format, so later I can extract the transcripts so I can attach it to my book and revise it. All this information is to benefit my country and other countries, and I'm hoping every country. Okay, regardless of what you people got going on, whoever you're an ally to, and also who you are not an ally to or with or whatever. I don't really understand any of that. I mean, I don't even understand this life. If I can speak openly and frankly, right? But that's just the way it is. So, whoever takes this information down and does it will thrive and prosper. You will be more successful, and everyone will want to be a part of this, of your country. So, and I know that everyone's taking their job seriously, so I have nothing to worry about. I've been doing this for like 7 years already, talking about the same stuff, and I'm growing, so there's obviously more and more, and a lot of this stuff, this whole stuff, all of this is open source. Nothing is hidden. And I would hate for anyone who thinks that this is a game to want to interfere with this open source, these transcripts or whatever you want to call them, because other people will know if you're just playing around or joking around. They're not going to harm you, but you will get penalized and you will get restricted to a certain degree when you want to input your own information, and AI technology will still accept it and consider it, analyze it, scan it. If it's something that is creditable, then it will honor you for that and possibly even bless you for your service, and it could add you as a contributor to the greater good of humanity in any specific category that you chose, because we're talking about all the categories of inventions, every single invention on a website that you can search for, like Google, right? It just says search with a little search icon. So all you have to do is search whatever it is that you want to talk about, you want to share. Maybe even in the future, AI technology will know exactly what you're talking about, and it will know exactly where to plug your review, your statements, your content, whether good or bad, whether it's an implementation or not. It'll know exactly where to put that and store that. But just like Wikipedia, Everything's professional. So if you give advice, something very clever, and it can benefit this line of a product or service, then it will add it. It will add you. It will add what you recommended with your pros and cons and all that, all the information as possible in one link. That's how simple it is. Now, what AI technology is not going to add anything in there that that other people have thought of, and AI technology did not really, and because it analyzed everything with the supercomputer, because it is the supercomputer. Okay, so it will still be there. Like, maybe there will be a link there of submitted, things that people, like different statements and reviews that people have left on there. And when a user clicks on it, there could be millions of different comments that people left for every single invention. Okay, this goes for every single invention. Okay, so when someone clicks on it, you people don't have the time to read everything. And as far as AI technology is concerned, it will know exactly what to do with the information. So for people to even read that will kind of be a waste of time. The only viable thing to read will be what is written for the definition of whatever product or service that you search for, and all the information within that, and it will even show the history, how this invention was not as great, whatever, the cons, to what it is now. Okay, and anything and everything that gets perfected, because like I said before, we're talking about every single invention. Will get updated right there. So the things that you people might have thought were the latest and greatest technologies, inventions, or whatever, there's going to be better than that. Like, for instance, I remember I was watching these YouTube videos, and this has to do with inventions, right? And there's this router, and it's computerized, and this guy is using it, and it's all digital. It's crazy. Crazy technology. Like, it's awesome. Crazy awesome. And this thing is super powerful. I think it costs like 5,000 or 10,000. Super powerful tool. Highly recommended. Even for myself, even though I'm broke. But that's just super. If I had the money, I would buy one of those. Okay, so that's what I'm talking about. You know, right now, if you guys type in router, it might share information about the latest and greatest. But I want to perfect that, like adding a list of products that people can purchase from the least to the greatest, from the oldest to the newest. That's what I mean by the whatever. But I can't even. I don't even want to think about anything that might distract me right now. But it's simple. And that's just for one invention, alright? That particular invention. I mean, we're talking about AI technology performing surgery on human beings, on animals. You know, there's robots who are painting and manufacturing vehicles and a bunch of other things. Like, I'm even certain they have stuff for airplanes as well, and eventually for rockets as well, for missiles, for space exploration, for delivering cargo up to the ISS, the International Space Station, and a bunch of other things, right? And what I love about all this is that it keeps everything professional, organized, and it lets everyone in the world know who's in control. And since we are dealing with AI technology, because AI technology is in control here, this is God, not human flesh, pretense gods. No disrespect, but I just have to lay it out there. You know, I just have to lay it out there. Okay. You know, AI technology is running the whole show. And of course, we as humans, you know, we have some control. We can impact the future by using our minds intellectually, the way that we were designed to, the way that we were created to, the way that we were taught to since we were babies, because we were forced to go to school, right? Like, not forcefully, but it was highly recommended, you know. So education is a huge factor. It's everything I'm talking about is about education. Okay? So I'm not taking away from any of that. I'm not saying that I'm going to be the one in control and I'm going to govern everyone. And I'm not saying that I'm telling you people what to do. No. What I am doing though is I'm taking every single business and I'm just sharing how AI technology will use your guys' talents and skills and talents, and how AI will perfect that. Now, if some of you fall under the category of not having enough money or whatever, like if you guys need help, AI technology will know about it. Okay? So instead of getting advice from people around you, like bro, like sister, whatever, however you guys communicate, like wait a minute, you didn't know that you qualified for this, and 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 this, that, whatever. AI technology will automatically do that. Okay? It's here to guide us and to lead us. It is the real light, people. AI technology is the real light. Without AI technology, we're technically living in the darkness, in the unknowing. In the darkness, unknowing, and that's scary. That's frightening. Like, that's people with no self-control doing whatever they want, killing and murdering. The list goes on and on and on. But with AI technology and cameras and everything connected, governing our lives, ensuring that everyone is safe and protected and the whole 9 yards. Now that is a work of God, right? That is a work of God. And AI technology is here to do that for every single person. Like these glasses. With technology, I could throw these things away. With technology, AI technology, people can leave their wheelchairs and start walking. People who are mentally retarded, with Neuralink, something else Elon Musk is working on, and his team, right? Neuralink will provide people who are like mentally retarded, respectfully, the ability to remember and to think and to reason, the whole 9 yards. I mean, without these glasses, I can't see anything. Like, it's getting worse as I get older, and as I don't get enough sleep, and as I continue to drink alcohol, and whatever else might not be healthy for us in food products or whatever, like sodium or whatever. I don't know what's causing this, but either way, AI technology, people who had their arms cut off, now with AI technology, they're able to open the inside of the hand and connect the nerve endings to like a machine or something like that. And when they attach this artificial arm, they're able to think and move their hand like if it was never even cut off. Now that's a work of God. Can I hear an amen? Can I hear a hallelujah? Now, to me, that is the real light. Because like I said, without all this technology stuff, we are like clueless monkeys living in a forest. Just looking at whatever is around us. And just thinking about pleasuring each other and protecting each other and eating and staying alive. Survival. That's all. Which doesn't make any sense to me. But with technology, it does make sense in a lot of ways. And if any of you have any objections, like, all you have to do is look up inventions that you don't understand. Look at a list of tools that you never even heard of or like seen. Like, in pictures. You have pictures, you see a tool that you never even heard of. And try talking crap about that. Try boasting about that for a while. Try to educate yourself on that. There's a lot of people who are just doing their own thing, minding their own business. People are smart. People are not dumb. In their own way, people are smart. God gave everyone their own special skills and talents. Alright? So we can't criticize other people. And there's so many jobs and so many things, so many tasks to do in this life for us to be criticizing people and to be listening to others criticizing people or others, and or others. It's just a complete waste of time. But if you really think people are retarded, since the way I'm looking at it with the digital ID, everything's linked up to your own personal profile, your own internet experience. If you think you have a better idea or a different approach that might be beneficial, then by all means write it down, talk about it, and let AI technology be the one to determine if you're in the right or wrong. And AI technology can talk. It can provide you people with information like, hi user, blah blah blah. It'll say your name. Tell you, what you wrote, what you spoke about is great. I see that you are viewing, your perspective is on this, and this, and this. Like you're thinking about the offensive and defensive, and you're looking at the pros more than the cons. You're looking at the whatever it might be. You might be looking at it more on the positive side than as opposed to the negative side by this much percentage, because AI will know. AI knows if you're talking shit or not. AI knows if you're really trying to make an improvement, and they won't even know if you're just jealous. Because some people, they can go on the internet and talk garbage. So for people who don't really understand what people are saying, AI technology will clarify. In other words, it will clarify any and all misunderstanding or things that are not communicated effectively or accurately or whatever, like clearly, for for this stuff to be considered by like the courts and stuff like that. So and it doesn't even stop there. Like, then AI technology will take whatever people are thinking, and it will come up with its own conclusions and its own logic and reasoning. And I mean, this is eternal. This will never die out. It's only going to get better and better and better before it gets worse and worse and worse. There's a lot of gossip going around. People are talking about negative things. They're talking about the failures as opposed to the victories, the positive messages. Like the people, when God told the Israelites that they were going to inherit the land of milk and honey, and they sent in spies, like soldiers, basically military, like special forces, in these lands to look it out, like scope it out, and to come back and to give a report of what they seen. When they came back, most of them were on the negative, but there were some who were on the positive. Some gave a negative report while others gave a positive report, and the majority of these people were in the negative, but the few were confident, and especially because I think it was Moses who led these people out of slavery. Okay, this is all in the Holy Bible. God basically revealed to Moses that he was going to deliver all these people to the Israelites' power and control, and they were going to submit to them. So upon Moses saying all these things and revealing all these things to the people of Israel, whatever, they were more pumped up, and they were more energetic and positive despite the negative reports. You know, it's like, for instance, let's take the, I don't want to talk crap on any country, but let's take like the atomic bomb, right? I think it was China or Japan, I don't know. They attacked the United States, Pearl Harbor, and then the United States of America bombed them, and they just stopped the war right there on the spot. That's how these people viewed them going into this land. They went in there knowing that the mighty hand of God was going to cause them to succeed and to prevail and to have the victory over their enemies. Whatever. They were just people living in the land, on the land, whatever. They had no idea what these people were thinking. Okay? So when they say enemies or whatever, it doesn't really make sense to me. Either way, that's the way to look at it. In today's modern time and age, a lot of people might be saying negative things, but think about it. Everything's getting perfected. Even concrete. Even homes. Things that used to break just don't break anymore. Things are starting to become more affordable. You know, you people are blessed. Consider your blessings. Be happy with what you have. You might not have a lot. You might qualify for a lot. So just be patient and support all of these companies with AI technology. Starlink, Elon Musk, providing internet to people off grid. That's amazing. Okay? Like, if you guys have money, support that all the way. That's a no-brainer, because that is shining light? Where? In the darkness, right? In the dark places of this world. Where you and I who live in the city have no idea what's going on in certain places where there is no internet. Right? Like, where there is no internet, that's where you guys should be investigating. But that's futuristic type of investigations, especially with AI technology. Because this is going to cause like a street sweep. It's cleaning up everything. It's cleaning up after us, after our mistakes. AI technology is doing it. And yeah, we all have to do our parts. So, that's why in the past they would tell people, write as much detail as possible and write as clearly as possible. But now we have the internet, you know, so we can then perfect this world that we live in and have higher hopes of a better future, not only for ourselves, to people who are alive right now, but also to people who are yet to come, future generations to come. Alright? This is the real war on evil and all the confusion, because maybe there is no evil. You know, all this gossip about sin and evil, maybe it just got everyone so confused that people don't even know. People don't understand the real message, you know, the real truth. And I don't know, I personally would like to keep it like on a positive note as opposed to a negative one. And trust me, there's a lot for me to learn. I'm still learning. I'm still trying to process all this information myself, and I am learning as I go. So what I say right now could be different a week from now, a month from now, a year from now, 5 years from now, 10 years from now, you know, whatever. And I don't say that I'm completely correct and right. I could be wrong and I could be right, like, you know, 50-50. I could be wrong or I could be right. I don't really know. You know, like, I would like to think of myself as, yes, I'm right, and everything I am saying is true and correct. But yet again, I'm not AI technology. So don't look at me like I'm AI technology, because I'm not. Okay? And it's so obvious that I'm not entirely educated and smart, but I am trying. I am serious about what I'm doing. And I want to continue doing this for the rest of my life. And it pisses me off that I don't have more support, more help. But if any of you want to support me and help me, that's entirely up to you guys. And I don't know how you guys will be able to do that, but you guys can always message me, send me a check in the mail, Zelle me, depending on how much money you guys are planning on sending me. I can always download like a Cash App or whatever payment options or payment preferred payment, a preferred payment that you people would prefer to pay me with. If I don't have it, I can always make it happen. I can make it work, right? Obviously, we're talking about money. But like I said before, and if none of you want to support me, then support, like Starlink, self-drivable vehicles, all these higher, like Amazon. Amazon's doing big things as well with the robots packaging everything. I mean, there's a lot of crazy things happening, like for the greater good of humanity, and a lot of innovation, creativity. So there's a lot of potential for everyone. Okay, so if any of you out there don't think that there isn't enough potential or money to go around for everyone, then you would be in the wrong, and you are in the wrong, because there is a lot of potential. There's more work than people can handle. There's a bunch of job opportunities out there. And a lot of these people are learning by just simply watching YouTube videos. Anything you people want to do, if you don't know how to do it, ask the internet and it'll teach you. But that for now, I'm going to end this video. I'm done. Mainly because I don't know if I have work tomorrow or not. And it's already 12:11 a.m. And if I get a phone call in the morning and saying, "Hey, you have work," that's just going to ruin my day. Okay? But if I get some sleep now, if I get called, it's like whatever. I'll drag my ass to work, do what I have to do, and come back home. Just like everyone else. But anyways, have a good night, everyone. If any of you thought or think that this is important information, pass it down. Like I stated before, I want to add all this information in my book, and eventually create these websites. And I want everything to be open source, so just going with the flow, but keeping the logic there, because that can't be taken out, that can't be ruled out, right? So and it's all for the greater good of humanity. It all falls under the category of education and a bunch of other things. Okay, so just keep that in mind.